need to be showing that we're driving science and technology. We're always pushing the boundaries. We're always seeing how we can take the next step. It's challenging. It's very rarely mundane.
Last year, the UK government spent over £300 million on research through the Science and Facilities Technologies Council to keep the country competing at the highest level. I've come to find out what it's like to work here as a graduate and where this sort of establishment can take you. Now obviously I could talk for hours on end and still not cover everything that's going on here. So instead, I'm going to Daresbury in Cheshire to look at the STFC's particle accelerator projects. The most famous accelerator here is ALICE. ALICE stands for Accelerators and Lasers in Combined Experiments. But it's by no means the only one. I'll be following a specific project that started here 5 years ago, the Daresbury International Cryomodule collaboration. Viewers be warned, there are a lot of acronyms.
The DICC is an upgrade to the ALICE accelerator.
The heart of the Cryomodule is a superconducting radio frequency cavity which operates at 2 Kelvin, just 2 degrees above absolute zero.
Now I haven't done science for 5 years, so learning about the frontiers of physics is no mean feat. But I'll try to give an explanation of how it works. The Cryomodule will be one of the many sections that make up ALICE, and it's through this module that electrons are fired. The scientists here want the accelerator to handle more electrons at a time, in greater clusters. So this involves cooling down the module so that the inside becomes a superconductor, where there's no electrical resistance whatsoever. Shrikant is a thermal engineer tasked with, and I quote, keeping things cool. Now there's a job description. Tom's been working on the project as a design engineer. He's a graduate student who's been here for 3 years.
It's very important that we get new young scientists and engineers involved in our projects.
My role in the project was design of assembly tooling for the module and also some of the internal components.
Tom began here on a graduate traineeship, which involved taking courses and lectures alongside his work projects.
You get to do lots of different types of training, personality types of training, management courses. So the first project I worked on was Pamela, which was a particle accelerator for medical applications. And that's a follow-on to Emma. You might have saw the Emma accelerator outside.
Just pausing here to give you a handy reference sheet of all the acronyms used so far.
And the idea of those accelerators is to do a compact...
Nick's just started working here. He's another graduate, hoping to get a chartership so that he can become an accredited engineer.
You write quarterly report of what you've been doing. At the moment I'm working on a project called the Neutrino Factory, which is like a conceptual project at the moment. It's going to be easier for me when I'm writing my reports to gain chartership, because a lot of people I know got jobs where they're on a graduate scheme, they have one project for the whole 2 years, or they're working in sort of instrumentation, and it's quite mundane stuff. I've considered myself very lucky to be here and work on these exciting multi-billion pound projects.
There's a real sense that the people who work here are simply part of a wider process of scientific research that builds and builds on what's come before. Whatever you do, it will be taken by someone else and improved upon, and eventually applied to the most amazing things that you could never imagine.
It's a really exciting environment to be working in. You know, everything is open and publicly accessible.
It's because of such an open environment that partnerships like the International Cryomodule collaboration are possible. For the staff here, a large part of their work involves sharing what they've done with the international community.
We've presented this at many international conferences, workshops and meetings.
Quite a lot of opportunities for attending international conferences and workshops. So I attend on average about one international conference a year and maybe another. Just came back from Japan, which is very nice.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
The STFC are also keen to share their work with the local community by running outreach programs that aim to inspire young people to take an interest in physics. Every project, every technology, has a history and a story behind it, so that the names of the people involved and their achievements are never forgotten. Here, everybody's contribution is valued. And they're so excited about their work, they just have to tell you about it.
Okay, are we running?
Yes.
Can I do that bit out?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we got here is a Faro laser tracker. We call the laser tracker because no matter where I move the reflector, it will actually follow it around. I did some of the design work on the infrastructure and also some of the project integration. This same infrastructure forms the beginning of the Clara accelerator, which is a future accelerator yet to be built at Daresbury.
Perhaps most importantly, people simply seem to like working here, and I felt very welcomed when I came in.
Yeah, everyone's really friendly here, which was good. Like, helped me ease in.
It's a fantastic work environment here at Daresbury. It's I think because of the number of people, it's not the biggest amount of people on site, so everyone knows everyone else, and it's a family feel to the whole lab.
If I get tired of being the lab, I'll usually do some data analysis in the office or simulation work, and then if I get tired of sitting at my desk, I'll move back to the lab and do some more of that. So it's quite dynamic. You get to move about a bit.
I mean, all the facilities, fantastic. The fact that we've got a gym on site, showers, you know, things like that. There's a recreation room, we've got pool tables, table tennis tables.
The buildings are light, spacious and optimistic. They really reflect the ethos of the organisation, with the opportunities for personal and professional growth.
So I started at Daresbury in 1989. I started on a trainee scientist scheme. My job title now is Technical Division Head for Aztec Department within STFC. I think it's about 55 members of staff.
The work's very versatile. I've been involved in all aspects of projects. I personally expressed an interest in project management, so my manager allowed me to move in that direction. So after 2 years I was managing my own projects.
I tried to make up a catchy acronym to describe what I took away from Daresbury, but unfortunately it seems that acronyms aren't really my forte. I failed miserably. But if I was to sum it up in a few adjectives, I'd use the words optimistic, innovative, exciting, and friendly. If I knew anything about science, I'd definitely work here.